Minister, I'm really glad to have the opportunity to contribute to this debate. Yourself and Minister Harris and your department are doing excellent work to construct a better future for our young people, and notably providing a pathway to education or further learning for everyone. I think that's hugely welcome, and I absolutely welcome the Apprenticeship Action Plan. It will ensure that we have a modern apprenticeship system that reflects contemporary Irish society. It will support learners and employers taking an apprenticeship programme, and I often think that it is such a great shame that in our ambition to champion higher and further education, that we've created a society that places, in my opinion, too much emphasis on the university route and less value on other routes. And that's why I think it's so important to make young people fully aware of the apprenticeship routes available to them. Last week was Construction Skills Week, and to mark it, I joined Minister Heather Humphreys and Councillors Baby Parapadan and Brian Lawler at a special intro Construction Jobs, Apprenticeships and Training Expo in Tallaght Stadium. Minister, it was jammers. When I arrived, there was a queue outside right around the building, a queue of young people waiting to get inside and excited to start a new career. It was wall-to-wall with exhibits, third-level courses being promoted around traineeships and apprenticeships, and companies enticing young people to consider joining their construction team, enticing them with everything from AV simulators to the more traditional pitches. And I have to say, it was just incredible to see that level of enterprise, innovation and interest. A huge well done to Siobhan, Adrienne and all their team, because their idea of hosting this unique event in South Dublin County Council got young people straight into apprenticeships, and it gave many others the first key step to taking up a trade, their Safe Pass. There are 60 apprenticeship programmes available nowadays, all leading to valuable qualifications in finance, accountancy, laboratory technicians, engineering, heavy vehicle mechanics, healthcare and so much more. And the plan is to expand these types of programmes and increase the number of apprenticeships to 10,000 by just 2025. It's an ambitious target, but I welcome it, as it will also help deliver the housing and the climate targets set by government. And Minister, I would ask you to consider whether any of these apprenticeships could be turned into traineeships. At our Housing Committee just last week, we had a presentation from the Construction Industry Federation, who suggested that some skilled tradespeople, bricklayers for example, could learn their trade even quicker than through current schemes if they were given the opportunity to do it through a traineeship. And Minister, getting trained, skilled people out on sites, earning a living and building much needed houses has to be our priority. New yearly grants will help employers take on apprentices and speed this up dramatically, with grants being topped up for those employing a lone parent, person with a disability or a person living in direct provision. It's just so welcome and progressive. With an additional bursary for employers who take on a female apprenticeship in male-dominated sectors or vice versa. It's really, really key and innovative and at the cutting edge when it comes to diversity and inclusion. We have a huge demand for skilled workers across Ireland, and our improvement to apprentice programmes will give apprentices the knowledge and the experience to make them more qualified candidates when seeking permanent employment. Apprenticeships are a great way of getting your foot in the door of so many different industries, and should certainly be a consideration for people who feel that third-level education might not be for them. I'm really passionate about the fact that apprenticeships and alternative pathways are something that our schools should be promoting. After all, apprenticeships lead to nationally recognised qualifications, the National Framework of Qualifications from level 5 right up to a PhD. Minister Harris is very passionate about this, and he came and had this discussion with many students in St Joseph's College recently. And I know he's pushing the message that college or university is not the only pathway for students leaving school, that there are so many other options that can lead you to the career you want. And he's absolutely right. Recently, I accompanied Minister Harris and an EU Commissioner on a visit to Youth Reach Clondalkin in my constituency. It was an opportunity to showcase the brilliant work they are doing in a centre in the heart of Clondalkin. And it was so clear from meeting the students in Clondalkin that they are being supported to pursue all kinds of training, apprenticeships, work experience and qualifications. And I've no doubt from chatting with them that they've really bright futures ahead. I was so impressed by the range of work showcased from students, From the communications and mathematics to graphic design to IT, customer service and culinary arts. Youthreach Clondalkin is an absolute hive of activity. And I particularly enjoyed hearing from past students who shared their experience of Youthreach and how it helped them get to where they are today. Youthreach is yet another example of an alternative education path that should be seriously considered by students alongside apprenticeships. As a society, I'm delighted that we're becoming more open to the many pathways to succeed in life and the opportunities that apprenticeships can create. As I've said, the direct route to university is not for everyone, and it's so important that students are aware of all of the options out there, from level 8 degrees to apprenticeships and PLC courses. We have an unquestioning belief that academic success is directly related to career success, but that is not the case. Students are led to believe that they must achieve a certain number of points in their Leaving Cert or go to a particular college to be successful later in life. And if they don't obtain those points, that they won't get where they want to go. And that is not the case. We have a horrific amount of stress and strain placed on students and on the shoulders of our young people. And it results, I think, in a large number of students competing for a small number of places. More than 90% of children remain in full-time education until their Leaving Cert. 80% of that number aspire to a college place through the CAO every year. And more than 65% of this year's cohort progressing to college are going through that route. Ireland is among the highest participants in third-level education in the whole of the OECD, and that is fantastic. But it also speaks to our focus on the college and university route. And Minister, that can be suffocating for students, especially students who don't aspire to go that way. And while it isn't the vision of your department, I think it also needs to speak for the need for leadership and reform when it comes to the Leaving Cert, something which I'm glad has begun to be debated seriously in this House in recent years because it's absolutely needed. We must move beyond young people having a conversation with their parents, their guardians, their teachers discussing the CAO and the point system. We need to start discussing the alternative paths students can take to get to where they want to be. We need to allow our young people and their families to discuss what they would like to do with their life rather than just what they want to do in college. Gurmagat.
Thank you.